Hello everyone and welcome to another Dominaria United traditional draft. Um, this pack has a good rare and I'm gonna take it. It's single color, a 3-drop 2-1 with an ETB and all of these can be quite nice depending on the game situation. The flexibility of this card is really good. Now quite often you're gonna just draw a card and I think the bouncing thing is sometimes really good for your tempo. And then, sometimes you want to have a 3 mana 2-1 and a 1-1 flyer, which is also, by itself such a card would be very good as well. If you got like a common 3 mana 2-1 that ETPs with a 1-1 flyer. Of course, this is just a clearly, well, obviously not a bomb rare, but clearly above average 3-drop. And the other cards in this pack is like there's this white removal, I would be sad to first pick it. There's the Spawn of Turk, which is not the greatest of these two color uncommons, but I guess you could pick it. But now that was an easy pick with the good rare in the pack. So with that pick now, I have two blue cards, which I'm not going to take as a pick 2 here. This is mostly like in a domain deck or in a deck that has a lot of 1/1s. And doesn't really, well, I mean, I guess it could work with the channeler. You can get 2/1 toughness creatures with one card and then give them some counters, but you would have to stretch your mana base a bit for that. I think the card I'm most interested in here is the Key to Amplifier. There are also 2 blue lands, but if I can draft the blue-red deck, I'm happy to pick Key to Amplifiers early. And this is a weak enough pack that I should speculate on this archetype being open. And now there's a Frost Fist Strider, which is easily the pick here. If it wasn't here, let's say this was bad uncommon, there's not really much. I guess there's a short up, which is always nice in blue red, but it might be worth picking the Phyrexian Rager in that case. If the Strider wasn't here, I think I would take it over the short up because that would give me options to be like blue black as well. This is a very nice 3-drop too, but now that there's the Strider, it's a very easy pick here. And well, there's a Balmor, so I mean, I have played a lot of these blue-red decks, but I mean, this draft clearly takes me to that direction. I mean, only a fool would not pick a Balmor here after taking all these cards. I mean, I took the Amplifier in order to check if blue-red might be a little bit open or ideally very open, and now I'm getting a pick for Balmor. So. And the pack still has a timely interference and the infusion, which also work in the archetype. Sadly, I'm unlikely to get this back when the pack still returns to me, but I mean, this is just a fantastic card to be passed. And then this is not quite as good, but it's still okay. I think the choice is, now you could even consider picking a Warhost's Frenzy or the Pixie Illusionist here, but I think the decision is between the Thrill of Possibility and the Furious Bellow. Both are good with the Amplifier and the Balmor. I think I maybe like the trick a little bit more, but maybe if I get the same choice after I already have one Bellow, I might choose the other card in that case. Alright, so this has pretty late Phyrexian Rager also for the black drafter, but I can take a Berserker or the 2-drop or the Fire Nado, but not the Fire Nado. I think the Berserker is the easy pick here. It's quite annoying to deal with sometimes because of any target you can. If you can enlist something with a bunch of with like 3 power, you can have this attacking for 4, and if they block so that this dies, I can deal 4 damage to any target, including the player itself. Here it's an easier founding figment. I do like the Kavu. Wouldn't mind having the Steel Crusher, but this can just be quite often unblockable in this deck. So it's a very good 2-drop in the archetype. And here another figment is easy pick. I actually have gotten a very good pack one here. The Key to Amplifier pick was really I got really rewarded, but I still think it was the pick, because even if I didn't get the blue-red as open as it is now, the pack was fairly weak and the speculation was worth it, in my opinion. I get another Bellow. This time there's no choice to pick the Thrill of Possibility, but I don't mind having 2 Furious Bellows. It's also quite nice with the figment because you can just deal 5 unblockable damage with it. Alright, so finding the third path. I don't know. Yeah, the mill thing has to matter for this card to be worth playing, and it doesn't matter here. Or maybe if you have like, you know, 3 lightning strikes, then it's also possible because the chapter 3 would be nice. Soaring Drake or I think I like the Warbrute more than the Drake. I'm not really that convinced the Drake is even that great. The format has so many ways to, you know, to deal with flyers. For rich guys, 2 different commons, which are both very playable. I take the Fire Nado over the combat research. I haven't played the combat research at all. I think it's a bit too risky card to run. Okay, timely interference at pick 12. This was the pack where I said that I'm unlikely to get the timely interference, and what was the other card for blue-red. But I actually got this thing here, and I got the Thrill of Possibility too, so I'm at actually, you know, 13 playables. I guess at 14 because you could play the Hammer Hand, but I mean these are 13 cards I don't mind having in the deck. So this is a fantastic situation, and I get a very good card in the pack too. Opener 2, so let's take the Lightning Strike and just move on. 9 red, 6 blue. Yeah, this is like once I made the key to amplifier peak and everything went my way, this is like a, you know, autopilot peaks most of the time, but sometimes you get a little bit lucky. Right, so there's a Tolarian Geyser, very easy pick here. I think that Twin Inferno would be, you know, playable in this kind of deck, but I mean, of course, not over the Tolarian Geyser. I don't care about the 6-drop flyer too much, because even though this is, you know, synergy piece for the instant and sorceries, it's a little bit too expensive to my taste. Okay, so I'm actually, because I have so many playables, I would be picking a blue-red dual land very high. I don't think the Crystal Grotto cuts it, because for example casting a 5-drop double caster with it would cost 6 mana. If I get some of the 4-drop double casters, it would cost 5 mana, so I don't like the Crystal Grotto. I like it in decks that want to have some cheap off-color, you know, kicker costs dealt with. But now the question is it going to be a creature or a spell? Because it could be Dragon Whelp, it could be Shore Up. I guess the Impede Momentum, I would take the Shore Up over the Impede Momentum. And I do like the Shore Up slightly more here. I already have a 4-mana card here. Sadly, I'm not getting the blue-red lands here. I guess it's only 1 out of 10 a possibility to get it. I mean, whenever you see a common dual land, 1 out of 10 is exactly the blue-red one. Now the question is, Warbrute, Impulse, Thrill of Possibility. I do want to have, you know, enough creatures. I'm at now 50% spells, 50% creatures. I think the Warbrute is now the peak. It is the kind of wardrobe I don't mind having here. Still no, I have the blue and red duals, but not the blue and red dual. I do have a white kicker in the geyser here, but I don't think it's worth picking the beachfront. You could take the Quadro spell or the Berserker. I think with the 1 drill here, and with the possibility to get more of these, I think the Berserker is, you know, the pick here. And here there's a 3rd Furious Bellow. Is 3 of them too much? I don't think I care about the Pixie Illusionist. The Scorn here is, I guess, a sideboard card, but I really don't like the instant that, you know, isn't really good with the figments or the amplifiers, because you want to be proactive with your spells for those cards. So I don't know if I want to play 3 of these bellows. I'm actually going to take 20 gems for greediness. I know it's not really, I mean, I'm recording this video, so I should maybe pick, you know, even the theoretical sideboard cards, but you know, sometimes I'm just greedy and don't care about the sideboard cards that are very unlikely to see me playing, and I don't really think I will want to play 3 Furious Bellows. Here I'd of course take the Key to Amplifier. I might still, you know, pick a Furious Bellow later in the draft, but I just don't think it's high priority to put 3 of them in your deck. The interference is amazing though. And well, let's take the Illusionist in case I find something that I want to kick with, you know, with not blue or red. So let's take it here, but I think it goes to sideboard. And well, I can play the Gin of the Fountain. It might go to sideboard in the end, But I mean, let's pick it here. The momentum is actually playable in this kind of a deck. So impulse or the thrill of possibility. I think the impulse is. I'd rather have one of each than two of the other here, because they are not. A thrill is better when you have an extra land to throw away, but of course impulse gets you some better selection because you see 4 cards, not just 2. Espionage, nice. So I'm at 24 playables, and I have an entire pack left. Only thing I'm sad about is that I don't have the blue red lands. I think the C1 Reef is also in this set, the Painland version. I wouldn't mind having that either. Well, but here I take the Najal, of course. It is better than the Dragon Whelp in this deck at least. Okay, Defiler of Instinct versus like stuff I'm not going to play. I don't need 2 of these Espionage. So I think I'm gonna take a 4 mana 4/4 first strike, because even, and I guess I might have some red permanent spells, maybe not too many of them. Amplifier, Balmor. Okay, actually I do have. I was wrong. So this is gonna be possible to, trigger here and there. So that's actually quite a nice pick. Okay, Molten Tributary. Is there a world where I don't pick it? No, I don't need a third of these Berserkers, so I'm very happy to find the on-color dual land to make my mana a little bit better. Because once you have such a nice deck, you really want your mana to work, so that you don't have to lose to bad mana draws. But of course, one thing in this deck is missing is the Tolarian Terror. I mean, with 12 instant and sorceries, I'm gonna have a cheap Tolarian Terror, so if I see one, it will be also a high pick. Will it be picked over another copy of Molten Tributary? I think I would take a Tolarian Terror over another of these. But here there's nothing as good as Tributary. Now the Master Dust is good against Chaplain decks, because yeah, it destroys defenders, but it's also important to be able to deal 1 damage to your opponent's creatures, including all the 1/1 flyers they can make with a Chaplain. But yeah, it's a nice card in best of 3 sideboard card, but here the Tributary is still going to be the pick, because this is going to make my deck just better. Alright, I can take a Timely Interference, and with the Impulses, Thrill of Possibilities, multiple Timely Interference, I can easily play a 16 land deck here. Yep, I don't care about another Fire Nado. I actually do want to have a 2-drop. I was a little bit worried about not having enough of them, so even though this has another Impulse, it is a little bit redundant. I think I want to have the Steel Crusher here to be able to apply pressure early, because this is the kind of deck that just wants to apply pressure early, like I said. Alright, Talas Lookout is. I have a 3 4-mana cards, but it is such a nice one. And yet there's a 4th Interference. I don't think I'm gonna play 4 of them. I'll take the first Lookout. I might, cut something like a Warbrute if I feel like it. And I can maybe use it as a sideboard option to sideboard into another Warbrute if it seems like the kind of a card I need. For example, opponent has like big creatures. Then I of course want to have some ways to push through. Alright, I will take now a 4th Timely Interference over the 3rd Bellow, I think, because the cantripping mode is such a nice one. Dragon Whelp, Goblin Picker. I don't think I need a Whelp here. It is a flyer. Is there a matchup where I really need a flyer? I don't necessarily think so. I'll take the 2-drop matchups where I really want to have the 2-drop, but I think it is the kind of card I might cut from the final deck, because I do think I have enough action for turn 2. I just take the uncommon here. I guess you could use it as a sideboard card. Okay, am I gonna take another Fire Nado? Because I don't need 3 of these, 2 of these. I'll take the Fire Nado, but it goes to sideboard in the matchups, for the matchups where I actually want to, kill something, where I need to kill something big. And here the Smash to Dust goes to sideboard as well. I don't need a turtle, so let's take a second sideboard Fire Nado. Okay, so I didn't get any Tolarian Terror, so that is the one thing this deck is kind of lacking. Now, does that mean I want to play something like a Din of the Fountain in the main deck? I have so many cuts to make though. I think the Impede Momentum is the least impactful instant sorcery for now. How about the number of creatures? I mean, the number of creatures is 17, so I definitely have up, you know, I can cut some of them, but I'm thinking about the Goblin Picker. It's the least impressive 2-drop I have. So that is now 1, 2, 3, that's 7 2-drops. I can, and yeah, Key to Amplifier is of course nice when you kick it, but if you have it in your hand in this kind of deck where I have so many instant and sorceries, it's quite often just gonna be a 2-mana 3/2. So I don't mind playing this on turn 2 in this deck, so I'm not gonna put it like to the 5-drop slot in this kind of deck. So I'm gonna cut a picker here. I'm gonna cut also one of the War Brutes now. That's now 28, and I will play. I think I could play even 15 lands because of the number of cantrips. If I did that, I should maybe cut the Djinn of the Fountain. Now this is still 15 creatures, so if I play 15 lands with 4 Timely Interference and Impulse and Thrill of Possibility. Yeah, it's not impossible. But I have also 2 dual lands. But I don't know, I have double casters for blue and red. I think I will play 16 lands. Yeah, I will play 16. And now this is currently 13 instants plus sorceries. I wanna play the... I'm not sure about the Djinn though. I will play the 1 Fire Nado. I won't be playing more than 1. I have 2 in the sideboard still. Just to have one thing to deal with some actually big creature. In addition to the 1 bounce spell here. Yeah, okay. I mean, I need to cut 4 cards. I think it just has to be the Djinn of the Fountain, because I don't want to cut like 2. I mean, my early game, I liked all the 4 drops, I like both of the 5 drops. I think 1 Timely Interference now goes away, and then I still need to cut. Oh, this is going to hurt. I don't really feel like cutting the Espionage, because this is such a nice 3 mana play, because I can, I mean, if I play an Amplifier or a Figment, both of which I have 2 here on turn 2, then I can just, you know, play the Espionage on turn 3, make these guys unblockable, these hit for 3, and even if after a Balmora this hits for 2 if I do that. So I like this also like as an on-curve play. But how many creatures I'm going to cut here? This is now 14, because I'm thinking about the second War Brute. Or maybe one of the Berserkers can also be cut. No, I have to cut now at least one of the spells. And now the Thrill of Possibility isn't like quite that good when you don't have Tolarian Terrors. Yeah, I think I like the 1 Impulse more. I might actually cut that one. And now this is 25 spells. I mean, I don't think I want to play just 15 lands in this deck. But it's so tough to... I mean, 1 Shore Up is great. If I had 2, I would easily cut 1. I think the Furious Bellows are so good with the... especially with the Balmor, because Trample and +3/+0 is really nice. And then with the Figments, because this can just deal 5 with the Furious Bellows. I'm not going to cut the Bellow, either of those 2. I want to have the card draw, I want to have the bounce spell, of course. I think the main deck Fire Nado is still worth having, but I also don't want to cut the interferences. So is it actually gonna be one of the Balduin Berserkers that I'm gonna cut here? I prefer to have the 2 mana plays here. Okay, I'm gonna cut 1 Balduin Berserker, and this is the deck. Now I have a lot of options for sideboarding, of course. You know, I can play the 6 mana 4/4 flyer. Berserker speaker guys here. I don't have any clue what I'm gonna sideboard out, but I will have to figure it out. I think Shore Up against decks that don't have a lot of interaction is a one option to sideboard out, but this will be the main deck now. I think this is the most, you know, streamlined version of the deck. Well, that's, I mean, I guess you could make some changes and it would still be very streamlined, but you have to make the cuts until you have 40 cards, and I don't think this is still it's not gonna be a 15 land deck. After all, I do have these 5 mana cards, these 4 mana cards, and so on. So now I think it's very balanced. Yes, it is. I have a double almost the same amount of blue and red spells, and I have double blue, I have double red here. So it's just gonna be 7+7 basics, and with the Molten Tributaries it does mean I'm still at 9 mana base despite having only 16 lands in the deck. That's also one reason why these dual lands are so sweet, that you can make your mana still, I mean your color base is still great even though you are running less than 17 lands. So this is the main deck. Okay, this is a deck that really wants to go first, but at least the more important part is to have a good starting hand, and this is with the 2-drop and the interference. This only has one point of toughness, so I don't think I can get anything with the interference. You know, kicking, well of course if you kick pre-combat, okay, they mulliganed. If you kick this pre-combat, of course this can't even be blocked, so you can't force them to block the Figment. It only works if they block it before I cast any instant or sorceries, but then again this would need to be a one-power creature. Okay, but with the Steel Crusher I can maybe get, you know, a turn 3 which allows me to kill a creature of theirs for free, but we'll see. Branch Rider, well, that's actually something that I mean, I could use the Figment and the interference to not lose the Figment, but for now I play the 2-0. I guess if they are gonna pay 3 mana to make the trade happen, I might force them to do it, because I don't mind if they use 3 mana this turn, and my Steel Crusher is, you know, just a 2-drop. It's possible that they don't have another play available because they have only 3 mountains, but I'm still thinking about it. They are thinking about removing this guy, are they? If they attack, I will block. I haven't decided it now. Unless they do something pre-combat that, you know, changes my mind. But if they now attack without doing anything else, I will block. It will cost 3 mana to pump it if they use a card to get rid of the Steel Crusher. Like a Furious Bellow, be my guest. Hammer Hand. Now that is some aggressive stuff there. Can't block. Okay, that's that. I can raise here. So am I gonna block with the Figment? I think I'm gonna block with the Figment now if they attack. I mean, they're down to 3 cards. They did mulligan here, and they were on the play, so I have more cards. This will draw me a card. This will kill something they have. Yeah, I mean, erasing is one option, of course. Again, they might do something to the Figment before attacking, but I'm just thinking if in this current situation they just attack, I will block with the Figment. Have a reason. Okay, well that I can get done with the interference. That's great. So this is gonna be a 1-2 that has to block the Steel Crusher. Oh, well that's not so... okay, how to do it now? It's a little bit different, of course, with the Furious... I mean, when they didn't attack with the Branch Rider. So, because I can force a creature to block, but then they can double block. And if I kick this thing, it's gonna cost 3 mana, and I won't have mana up for the Furious Bellow in that case. But what I can do here is actually... now I know what I can do. I can enlist. Aha, that is the way to go. It's a 4-2, so if they double block, they still lose both of them. Do I want to get rid of the flyer or the pump? Well, I guess the ground guy is, you know, more important. Let's kick it first. I might draw a tap land, so this guy has to block. I can forget the enlister. And then enlist. So Either they have to block with the one jump block or, you know, trade with this, but they will lose their entire board if they do that. But this is still good. And I drew another creature here, which is fine. Yeah, I don't think I need to be concerned about this thing. At 6 mana they can make it, you know, 6 power, but if I really need to, I can just use the Fire Nada to kill it. I need to kill that. That's for which I need to use my Fire Nada. And then I can maybe bounce this guy. I guess it's not even that great, it's a 1 mana haster anyway. They would lose the Hammerhand. But yeah, before they get any red permanent spells to get rid of my Figment, let's just this guy. It would have been absolute also bounce it, but it's possible they can play that and a permanent spell to kill my Figment. Now, this Figment has also Vigilance, so I will again just block this guy. I don't need to take any risk to go to 2 low life total. Oh, my interferences are really good against the Death Touch. Alright, so they don't have even black mana up here. So what am I supposed to do here? I could just kill the branch. I kind of feel like just killing this guy and playing the Berserker here. This is unblockable, so they can't trade with this one. Let's do that. They need something very strong. But now that I saw the Defiler, it's actually quite good against my deck. I will sideboard one extra Fire Nada to the deck. Probably not both of them because it's quite expensive a card. But one extra should be reasonable here. It's not like I can even attack to the first striker too. I mean, it is a 4/4 first strike. That is a really hard creature to deal with in combat. So the 1 toughness creatures are also something that the Berserker is good against. They have the Battlefly Swarm, and if they don't have an easy way to kick this thing, this is also gonna be 1 toughness. So I might actually put also the second Berserker in the deck. Yep. That's one good feature of having during the draft. If you find a really open archetype, you will definitely have a lot of ways to Are they gonna have a Bone Splinters here? But yeah, there's gonna be like a lot of ways to sideboard into different configurations when you have so many playables. Okay, they do have a Bone Splinter, so that was a good combination. I mean, I assume they have, because why would they deal 1 damage with Death Enthrall to the Pit? They has to have it. They have to have it, right? Because, I mean, they do have mana up for the Swarm activation, so that's why they have a priority here. I mean, maybe they're thinking which one to kill. I mean, they can kill both, so Bone Splinters kills the Steel Crusher, the Trigger kills the Figment, and then actually I'm no longer winning the game. I mean, I'm facing a 1/1. I'm facing a 1/1 here. And I still have a bunch of cards here, but now that was a good way for the opponent to stabilize. Okay, well, this is a good way for me to keep up the pressure here, so they have to play this thing. If they don't have another swamp, they can't even block this thing, although I might just, well, they do, but I think I'm going to just I'm just gonna bounce it again. Then maybe I play the Impulse to deal even more. No, that's a better one. Oh, I don't have a lethal because if I use this, they are gonna go to 2. This will be 6 plus 2. Yeah, it will deal 8, so it's not gonna be good enough. That's there, but well, I guess I can use the Bellow to deal with this guy. Okay, I'm very happy they played the land because now I have a full information. Okay, well. I'm not sure if I should play the impulse, but I guess I should. It's a waste of the here, but I mean I might draw just something like another key to amplifier. Oh, how about timely interference? That's pretty good. Where is that particular card? Don't even have to kick it because they're gonna block, and if they don't block, of course I just win by casting a bellow here. Well, I don't have a creature, so they draw a removal spell. Game is still on. Game would be still on. That's it now. Okay, so sideboarding. I don't like the fact that they do have them in Thrall to the Pit. I was thinking about, and you know the combination with the Bone Splinters. I was thinking about. I mean the sideboarding another one of these, but I guess the Bone Splinters Thrall is always a nasty combination to deal with. Yeah, I actually would like to have a negate now. Did I not pick any negates from my sideboard? I did not. Maybe I didn't see them. It's a pretty high sideboard pick in best of 3, but I don't recall if I saw those in my draft. But anyway, the interference is such a nice card against the Battlefly Swarm, but I do have 3 of them already. Do they have more than one of these swarms? Shore Up is excellent, for example, well, if nothing else, against the Bone Splinter and the Enthrall to the Pit, so definitely should remain with the Shore Up in the deck. But yeah, I want to have the Fire Nado for their Defiler. Of course, I have the same card myself. And then I will have what's the worst card? Maybe the Bellow isn't so needed here now. I think it's just this. Maybe I don't need like another of these. This is a counter spell if I have some creatures, but I don't have that many creatures in the deck. I don't have a way to kick it either, so I think it's gonna be this exact build. Dealing 1 to all the creatures. Well, let's see if they have more 1 toughness creatures and if they win the game. And then of course I can still sideboard something else. No red. My deck has 9 lands that produce red. My deck has an impulse. That's a 10th way to get. I mean, impulse is quite likely to find a red source. So that's 10 cards. Plus then there are the cantripping 1-drops, the interferences. I have 1 2-drop I can cast. This is a good hand if I find 1 red, and of course even better when I find the second one. So I'm gonna keep it. It's a bit risky, but because 9 lands and 1 impulse are ways to get it happen. I think that's enough outs. And of course, I was lucky and got more. So I think I really don't want to trade my Balmor with this thing, but I think I'm gonna play the Figment and hope they just trade here. It's annoying. They might have, you know, a Bone Splinters, in which case they of course won't be trading with the Goblin, because then they get the. Okay, so fine. Hammerhand, sure. I guess if they now have a Bone Splinters by sacking the Goblin, they also lose the Hammerhand, so it's fine. I'm not gonna not play the Balmor here just because they play the Bone Splinters. Okay, I drew a land, but it was sadly not in second red. But I guess when I kept a hand with no mountains at all, it's a bit of a stretch to assume to get the Defiler cast on turn 4. In the end, I can, if I really need to, I can use this to find a red mana source. Ideally, I of course do just find a spell. Okay, cards, silence. Alright, well, they can wipe the board if they want to. If they want to. I mean, so far they're gonna lose 3 of their cards. I lose 2 of my cards. I can even add to the board, and it's not even, you know, the card parity will be even. It's not like they can race me with that guy though. And these are gonna get pumps. Okay. So it's just time to play the impulse, right? To get the pump, make this unblockable. Lightning strike, guys, they both are good. The land though is even better, but I guess, you know, I better have the lightning strike. I will find a mountain at some point. I don't want to add too much to the board until they have used the silence. It's possible they play like a 4-drop or 5-drop now, but then again, I might be able to play a 5-drop too if I draw land. Because of course this can be used, you know, to destroy only cheap creatures and permanents. Non-land permanents it is. So if they now attack, I'll just block with the Figment. Or maybe not, because it's possible that if I block with the Figment, they can play like a 4-drop, and then they can. But then I will maybe be able to lightning strike, depend on which it is. But if I don't block, they are less incentivized to use the Silex, because then they will lose their own creature as well. So, well, I mean, a lot depends on. Well, if they don't do anything, if they just attack here, okay, they don't. I'm not gonna use the lightning strike obviously on their turn. Okay, well, there is the 5th land, and which is also a mountain. So I could lightning strike their face. They go to 10. This is our sorcery speed activation. They go to 10, and then they go to 7, and they go to 5. That's kind of a waste of a lightning strike if it's not enough to win the game. Problem is, this won't be unblockable unless I cast a thing here. I can't kill this because the trigger will kill my Figment. I could play the Strider to lock this guy down, but then they just use all the 5 mana to kill everything, and I don't like that either. I really feel like just doing the lightning strike here and forcing their hand here. I'm actually gonna do it. Now they really need to just deal with the Balmor here. They should attack first if they're gonna use the Silex, so I think I'm gonna obviously block if they attack. No reason to go to 14 when they are quite likely to use the Silex anyway. It's only going to cost them 2, so they still have 4 mana left. So is the Silex only going to be like 1-for-1 against the Balmor? That might be the case. Because it's quite a risky card to leave alive. If I have like a Furious Bellow, it's just gonna be lethal in the air. They are really thinking what to do. Should I pause the recording? I mean, They have only 3 cards in the hand. It's that hard. Okay, that's it. Infantry. So I can just if I draw 1 untapped land, I can play the Instinct Defiler and also cast the Berserker. I think it's just better to now do this. Also, this has wood too, so it's harder to kill. They need to use a lot of mana to kill it. Plus, if I get to attack them down to 1, this is any target. So 1 trigger of this will finish them off if they don't have a way to gain life, for instance. So if they have a Fire Tornado, that's not gonna be enough, but if they have the 4 mana black spell, they can kill it by paying all the 6 mana for that. Extinguished Light, I think it's the spell, but maybe I have to pause the recording if they are not gonna do anything. Okay, so they use the Bone Splitters, which is totally this good card to get rid of that thing. Alright, so tap the enemies and I'll cast the Berserker. Let's see if they have another Rider, which is gonna be dealt with by Fire. Another Bone Splinters to kill the Instinct, because it is a first. Okay, Hammer Hand is. Yeah, they can't attack because then they would lose the game. So I mean, they don't know it though, but it would be a very risky attack. Alright, so I have the win now, don't I? No, actually I don't, because I don't have the... I would have to have another one up, but... So I can actually just bounce it with the... Oh, I do have a win, because this... I don't have to use the Fire Tornado, of course. So, return this thing to owner's hand. And then I can play this... Ping them for 1. And deal the Okay, again on the draw. But is my starting hand good? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, with the impulse I will be able to deal 2 then. Well, doesn't seem like I need it. I can play another Figment though. Yeah, that unblockable damage can add up. Oh, they have a nice setup. I hope they don't have like a, have like a mass removal. Alright, well let's do this first. If I get a... Well, I kind of want to find a land here, but let's see what I see as options and then decide. Yeah, but I mean, I think with the 5 drops I have in my hand, I'll just take the mountain here. The Bellow would have been good, certainly, with the Figments, but I kind of fear these are gonna die. Why the opponent isn't doing anything? So scary. Alright. What can I do here? Play this thing and see what happens. Mass removal effect right now. They have played no spell. They have 4 different colors. It's their turn 6 and they play 1 Wingman Chaplain. I can say that's not going to be enough. Do I have a victory here? Because this can of course copy a thing. Yes, I should have a victory here. Well, it depends on what if they can cast something for this too, but let's see now. Doesn't seem like they have anything, so let's pay this 2. Then a lightning strike on this thing. Let's make sure that... Okay, well, I guess it can't tap 2 blue for that. Lightning strike in here. And here. Jump looking for you. And that, this is 9 damage, but then I can use the shore up here because it seems like they don't have it. Okay, so it is a Wingmantle Chaplain deck, but it's of course not so good when your only spell in the game is a turn 6 Wingmantle Chaplain. So, that means I'm gonna actually... I'm happy that they showed me that card, because now I can play the Smash to Dust. It's gonna be worth it. I'm also assuming they have like the 05 wall, the blue one, or they can have the black one, the 2/4 for 3. Or I'm also happy to kill them with the Smash to Dust. And I guess the short up is gonna be the trade-off there. Do I want to have like additional ways to deal with the flyers? I think the Coalition Warbrute is decent because I can enlist this guy to attack through any kind of walls. And then what's not so good is the... Well, I guess I can enlist the Steel Crusher too, but maybe it's a little bit less important in this matchup now. The Berserker can be enlisted, but... I'm thinking about just having the flyer here as well. I might actually have the Gin of the Fountain instead of the Berserker here. Yeah, that's some ways to, you know, attack through the walls. Guess I can still play all the 3 interferences here. Not sure if I like the impede momentum that much. Or should I play the Thrill of Possibility instead of one of the interferences? No, I think I'm gonna have it like this now. I didn't see anything else from their deck, so sideboarding isn't that easy. But of course the one card they showed was pretty telling of what they are doing in this with their deck. Okay, another reasonable hand, even though there's no turn 2 play, but the Channeler will be nice. I guess that is something I can do on turn 2, but unlikely to. I mean, yeah, on their turn 3, I mean, I'm not going to cantrip anything either. I don't think it's really necessary here. And here the Channeler could draw me a card or get me a 1/1 flyer. The flyer will be blocked by one of the 1/1s from the Chaplain though. Yeah, I think I want to just hit my land drops to get the Gin of the Fountains. Draw a card. The Lookout is okay. Oh, that's gonna eat. That's gonna eat a lightning strike, but I think it's more important now to just play the Lookout this turn. Or I could play the Warbrute actually. It also blocks the right hand. So let's play the Warbrute now instead. They don't get any damage unless they remove the Warbrute here. Then on the next turn, well, I have options, for sure. They have a full domain with 4 different lands, some 1/1s there as well. Well, I mean, that's actually... If they got tap out for that, I get to attack for 5 here. And if they have like a multiple blockers there, it's not gonna be so great for them. And I could force them to block with the interference, but I'm actually not that interested in that. Although this will... yeah, actually I need to use the lightning strike if nothing else. Yeah, I mean this is gonna give +5/+5 to one of these tokens. So I need to use the lightning strike. I don't expect them to be blocking here. So I might as well use the interference there, right? Still block with everything. Okay, this is not easy. Well, I guess I can't play the Lookout here anyhow, so let's do this. Let's force this guy to block and then play the, okay, the 6th land for the next turn anyway, so I can now do this. Enlist. And if they put everything there, I still have the option to use the lightning strike. I mean, I guess saving the war brute makes sense, so I'm gonna use the lightning strike if they put the totals there as well. I think they should also put the walls there, maybe. Because on this trample, so I get to trample. Well, then again, if they put the walls there, I'm gonna so I guess that wouldn't have made much sense after all. Okay, so let's see when they're gonna get their wing metal chaplain, because of course they're gonna have to have it in their deck, right? There's no way they're not having it. Having it right now. Or the tutor for it. Moment of truth. 4 1/1s. I do have 2 flyers, so I actually didn't. Okay, they did not have it. Well, let's see what they have. Yeah, I like the enlister against these high toughness creatures. Also not jump blockable very well because of the trample. And then I think I'm just gonna play the Gin of the Fountain here. Could play the Lookout and leave my Impulse off, but I think I'd rather use the Impulse when I can get triggers from the Gin. Assuming it survives, of course. We'll see. Is there a counter spell? Is there something? They still have 3 cards, I don't know about it. They actually didn't do anything. They are now at 12 life. I still have this entire board here. Wind vibration. Oh well, that is good, but actually with the Gin and the Lookout, I'm not that worried because the 3/4 here is a good blocker on them, and I have a jump blocker on them. I have a Lookout. Yeah. Okay, tails right. Now I'm more. That I didn't like. Furious Bellow though. Huh. I could actually... So let's see if they put all of the tokens there, I can kill 2 of them. And then of course I will lose my War Brute. It's possible they also don't block at all, but then I deal 5 to them. Play the Lookout. I will tap this, but I'm not gonna die to 1 attack of these tokens. Then again, this is a good blocker on these guys. Maybe I shouldn't... I think I shouldn't actually attack at all. Let's just leave them off. So I hope they don't have a removal spell. That's the thing. I can end of turn use the impulse then. So they don't have a good attack here. I can only force 9 damage. And I might even, trade with the... Okay, Barricade is not great because they can draw cards now and gain life. Okay, well, it is what it is. Okay, they actually are willing to... Well, because they can... Yeah, of course they can. Yeah, obviously they can. Do they have how much black mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6 untapped lands but with only 1 swamp? So they can't actually... Yeah, I see 6 untapped lands and only 1 of them produces black. This produces black, but it would require 7th land. So I can actually eat 1 of them so that they can't turn it into a card. That is a good use for the Furious Bellow. I do want to leave my Lookout here to actually attack in the air. I don't want to trade it with it yet. So let's do like this. I guess I'm gonna still do it like this, because they might draw a removal spell with this thing. Maybe I prefer them to kill the Lookout. So this is the block. And now they are gonna draw a card. Oh, okay, well let's, before that, do this. I guess they can now draw a card into a, yeah, they can draw now into a removal spell. Interesting, they wasn't gonna use the Barricade there. Wonder what's up with that. I guess they... Okay, Valmor is nuts. Very nice. I only take 6 and they are down to that. Okay, that's disappointing experience. And attack with no, this will enlist the 4-1. I know it can just trade with the Gardener, but then again it has trample, so this is very good indeed. Yep. So that's 14 damage they're facing. They need to put some blockers, which they cannot even. Yeah, they can feed the wall away, and they still get a lot of damage trampled over. They do have, of course, the 3/3s. Better not forget it. But I'm not going to die right away to that. Sadly, I do have only 2 islands in my hand, so I'm not threatening lethal currently. At least if they draw a Wingmantle Chaplain, it's only 3 tokens now. Okay, that's good. See, now I actually need a trigger for the Palmer, so Talas Lookout can deal with that. Yeah, with the barricade active, I'm not in a very good shape here. That's actually just yeah. No attacks. I mean, that's it pretty much, because they can just draw into more cards. They are gonna find, you know, actually what they have is enough now. Yeah, the barricade would want them again, because that's too much value they get from that. Of course, I mean, the actual card that, you know, caused the herd migration caused the issues for me, but without the barricade, I actually was able to. I would have been able to beat the herd migration, but now it's really hard. 7, 9, 11. I have 5 lands and 14 spells in the deck, but I don't think I have any one single spell that's gonna be so great. So I mean, I have to take 7. Yeah, I guess just keep some kind of board presence. I guess I could have jump blocked them sentry, but I can jump it later on. It's not gonna really go very well for me. The fact is also against life means that I can't, you know, use the Balmer. It's interesting. Why not do it pre-combat? Well, the amplifiers are good against the tokens, but sadly it's not going to be enough. This Furious Bellow, can I win with double? I mean, I guess Furious Bellow into another trigger for the Balmer can win. Okay, let's try it. I'm not even gonna use the amplifier for any purpose. So I guess if I have a trigger of some kind, oh, it might actually be it. It can sack itself, but they don't actually have the mana to do that. What a draw. I guess I did draw there some lands, so I need some good stuff. This should be winning now, if they don't have anything for the mana. Wow. I didn't need to fire Nada, but I wanted to use it anyway. Okay, that's Balmer for you. I really thought I was gonna lose the game. The Furious Bellow, well, I mean, it just was the combination of instants I drew there. And of course the Tolarian Geyser was very good, but yeah, to be fair, I did, you know, hit a pocket of lands there when I played the, for example, the Phyrexian Espionage. I could have drawn 1 instant instead of like 2 lands there already. Okay, that was close. I was at 1 here. All 3 matches I lost the die roll, but then again I have won all the matches. But this deck would be really good on the play. But now I have a I lost the die roll. I got to be on the play. Well, that's very good, especially with this hand. It's a very nice hand. Assuming they don't like remove the thing, because if they play a creature, I can just bounce it, and then I can play the Warp Root. I have the Bellow up. But it's I mean, I think it's still the Furious Bellow that's not so good. Or is it? Actually I'm gonna just eat that with the Bellow. Next turn, play the Warp Root. can't imagine them not blocking. Although if they didn't block, I wouldn't mind. With the Scry still. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. It is true that, I mean, you'd rather maybe bounce something that's more expensive than 2, especially something that doesn't have a kicker cost. Because if they have like now a 3-drop, if this was in their hand, they would be able to kick it maybe later in the game, and I would feel maybe a bit awkward. It was better to trade off the Furious Bellow on it right now. So some kind of domain deck, I'm assuming. Okay, they only return that thing. That's fine. I'm not gonna offer it a trade if they are gonna play it, that is. Because of course I can use the Figment to enlist the workload, or you know, get some, make it unblockable or anything. There's no point trading with it right now. That's gonna fix their mana if they need such things. Okay, another Bellow. Well, I mean, there's no reason for me to... I guess I can play the Balmor anyway, pre-combat, in case, you know, I have to use the Bellow, it's gonna be an additional trigger. But yeah, they have only 3 power, so they are actually not going to be able to, without any effect, they can't do much. But they could have a artillery blast. That's gonna be 3+1 damage, and this would die. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, no artillery blast there. Okay, Balmor is gonna be a problem if they don't deal with it. I do have a Geyser, Hello, and the Fire Nado, although I can't play the Fire Nado right now, but I can play either of these 2. So if they, let's say if they tap out on one expensive creature that doesn't have a impactful ETB ability, I just bounce that and attack for a ton of damage. Yep. That's what the Balmor does. The Balmor. That's a bird wizard, right? Yes, some kind of an own. Is it? Alright, well the opponent is in the think tank. I will post the recording in the meanwhile. Okay, so they had a Ronus Vortex, they kicked that, sure, it's gone. And guess I just... Well, I'm gonna want to draw a card anyway, because I do wanna play the 5 mana spells here, so let's make them recast the mana. Well, that's another one. Well, I guess if I draw a spell, I can cast now all my spells. I don't... This is my main deck. I don't have the 6 mana light in the main deck, and these are all the 5 mana cards. So I have a double caster, so I can actually cast all the spells I draw. The worst thing I could draw here is the second tapped land, but even in that case, I have a Furious Bellow. Okay, that's, for instance, quite good. And I can attack for 1 in the air. This also allows me to cast the Mashal if this survives, that is. The Furious Bellow with the Balmor up means that the Haunting Pigment can deal 6 unblockable damage, but of course they are at 11, so that's not really relevant right now. The ping ability from here doesn't kill anything here, so I might just aim it at the opponent. That's something I would want to get rid of, but they still have 2 mana up. And of course I can't get rid of it if I don't draw the 5th land. I wish they tap out, because it's so awkward with the Furious Bellow if they don't tap out. Okay, there is a Sprouting Goblin. I had to take a pain there, but that means, I mean, they wanted to do it to grow the Queen Owl now. But now it's very good, especially because I did draw the 5th land, untapped one. So my Defiler will be 5 power first strike. They don't have a way to kill it. This will be unblockable. So I'm gonna just do this. That's gonna be a trigger for my stuff. That's absolutely right here. And then I can attack with everything. Don't have any good blocks. They also have to block because that's 10 damage. 5 of which is all unblockable, so they have to put something on front of the Defiler, and it has trample, so I guess like a mana worker absorbs the most damage. If they put any 2 creatures, they lose them both. That's really the best thing they can do. I don't... Yep, they lose 2, but they get damage. Now they need an actual mushroom collector, which they could have, you know, dragged to the bottom. But I have 2 5-mana creatures though, so if they mass remove this board, I'm still in the game. I mean having still a very good game here because of these 5 drops. Umbrats are very bad, which they have a domain of 3 only, so they don't get any. But the Queen Alanala is good. Not that it matters, because I think with the Furious Bellow I just win the game thanks to the Honing Pigment. So let's do it here like this. There's nothing to do. They are tapped out, so this is just very fast like this. Okay, so I don't think they're gonna let me start, because they did win the die roll and let me go first. I don't expect them to do that again. So domain with mostly, well, green obviously. That's double white though. Some blue, black, yep, all these are splashable. What does it mean for my sideboarding there? Something like impede momentum could be good. How about the shore up? I didn't actually see, well, I did see Erroneous Vortex. And I would assume they have more interaction. How good is something like a Balduin Berserker here? Or the War Brute? Well, they had to remove the War Brute there. But what is useless? What is something I would sideboard out if I don't? If I want to put something in. So I guess the shore up. I could just have the same deck. I mean, I think this deck is pretty okay in this matchup. I don't feel like I need additional flyers like Din of the Fountain here. Maybe the trampling thing. Problem is that if they get upper hand, they will win the very late game because they have all this value and stuff. So I kind of want to win quickly, which means that I might actually want to play the impede momentum. So I'm gonna do it. Shore up goes away, impede momentum goes in. Let's do this change. And then I assume they will be on the play, but we'll see. I go first. Well, this has a scry 1. I think I'm gonna keep it because I have the amplifier in the bellow which scries into something. But I have a Thrill of the Possibility, don't I, in the deck, so that also helps me if I don't go the island. And the mountain isn't bad, now I have the Berserker. But once I find 1 blue source, I can cantrip these and they will find, you know, the rest of the stuff I need, hopefully. Okay, well, I don't need to worry about the blue one anymore. Let's see if I have a scatter there. Interesting that they choose to let me go first. I can do some very good stuff with the interference if they have like... Well, they can't have a Queen Alanal now. They can have a Sprouting Goblin kicked up. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna force them to block. But sadly... Well, let's see first what I draw in here. Because they might actually block the key to amplifier regardless. If they don't... can use the... If they block the Berserker, I can use the Bellow, I guess. But I might draw a spell that costs 2 or 3 mana. In that case, if I kick the interference... Yeah, I'm gonna actually go for this. Hoping them to block the amplifier. Because it seems like something they want to do. I don't imagine them wanting to sack any lands here. So now this is the same outcome, but I get to deal some damage with the Berserker, and this only costs 1 mana to do here. Well, I needed the islands, and so I guess I'm a bit too sad about drawing 3 of them. It's much better than drawing no islands at all. That wasn't a 2-for-1 because they also got an extra card from the Sprouting Goblin. Right, so that thing also... Okay, so... I can kill it with the interference plus the Bellow. But can I do it so that I can use this guy? It's better to play it safe, right? I don't like it, but it's better to... I mean, I would like to have the triggers from the Balmor, but... He's gonna have to pay it. I can't attack with both, then they block the Berserker, so... It doesn't actually matter how do I do it. I can do it just like this. But they have, of course, still 6 cards in their hand, but they chose to be on the draw, so that gives them an extra card. Okay, now I can play the momentum, but I do need to get some damage. Of course, with the Balmor it will be easier. Then I can lock down one of their creatures for 3 turns, which might even be enough. Unless they have a lot of interaction, of course. If they start removing my guys, I will be in actual trouble here. This will scry 1, so that is at least allowing me to a little bit of tune what I'm about to draw after that. No, I don't think I need to... I don't need to, impede momentum on those guys. So I'll just play the Balmor. Attack with the Berserker, dealing huge amount of damage to... Yeah, they actually... Yeah, well, of course I'm also a little bit flexible. I have a 7+7 in a 16 land deck. So I have, 9 lands and 17 spells left in the deck, but now it really depends on what they have, because they can have ways to, stabilize it easily. They're at 16, even Balmor can't really threaten that much unless I, get card draw into card draw or something like that. Like a Phyrexian Espionage, starting with that. Of course, with the Key to Amplifier and the Balmor, it's a pretty good combination. Okay, Queen all in all. I hope they don't have a short up. Alright, well that's again a good one. But I think I'm going to start with just this and see what happens. Triggers stack. Okay, no short up. Okay, Najal. Absolutely. Okay. Let's do it. Make this guy block. All my guys trample, so the jump blocks aren't really that good. They can't now double block the amplifier because they have only a 0 power guy and a 1 power guy. So this is now, well, I just said even Balmor isn't enough to, threaten them from 16 life, but actually it seems like they don't have a removal spell here, so they are taking a huge amount of damage. I think I do have a Thrill of possibility in my deck. I'm pretty sure, so I'm not going to play the island here. It might backfire if I draw like a Phyrexian Espionage and draw another land there, and then I can't hit all my land drops. But if I draw a Phyrexian Espionage, that's actually a very good draw, so I wouldn't mind. Okay, they get now the Queen Alnal here happening, but thanks to Balmor's Trample, it's not so great for them. Of course, if I just draw a land, there's not much going on here. They have a Tailswipe, so now I need to make the Berserker into a very big guy, so I can deal the remaining damage. Yeah, the Tailswipe is going to... Okay, they get 2 life turns. Alright, so this is now them having a way to... They need something like a Fountain Figment. Ah, that's not quite it. I can lock down the Sojourner, but this Queen Alenal is also going to... Also going to... untap, not yet, but... Yeah, so if I attack with the Berserker now, I guess when they are at 6 life, it's no longer that great. I can't make this trample ever. So if they block with 3, they lose 2, and then I can, you know, kill one other. That removes... Yeah, I don't like it, but I think I still do it. I get to deal 3 of those tokens as well. I don't know why I did. Why did I play the Najal 3? Oh, they just jumped. Well, that is... Well, I prefer it that way, because now I can enlist the Najal, maybe if it survives, that is. Then this will have 6 power. I mean, maybe I shouldn't attack them. I really thought they would just, you know, block with them. I was interested in getting rid of 3 of these tokens. But it is true that if I can enlist the 5 power guy, this is just a lethal thing if it dies. Well, this thing is gonna cost... they have full domain here, right? So this is a 3 mana for 6. They will have 4 mana after that. And Queen isn't going to untap during the next turn either. Yeah, the 3 stunt counters is actually quite nice lockdown ability here. Okay, so they are thinking. But yeah, they have 3 cards I don't know about. One of them is a Prodigy, but they had to use the green for that, so unless they get like a forest from this thing, they can't cast a Sojourner, but I do assume they have some other thing they can cast with their lands then. Or not. Okay, land is of course less than ideal here. Well. Yeah. I mean, they can just jump with 1/1/1 here, but I guess that's the best thing I have going on for me. Because if I attack with like I can lock down the Prodigy, attack with everything, or maybe enlist the Amplifier and attack with this being a 2/3, this being a 5/4. They can just jump block the 5/4. They can even group block it, I guess. Yeah, it's not really worth it. I'm gonna just do this and hope to maybe find like a Fountain Figment or something. I guess I do get rid of the tokens, and then I can Sojourner. This is still tapped for this turn. I do have 2 Haunting Figments in the deck, and a lot of ways to make them unblockable. So, as long as the opponent can't start attacking into me, I still have a chance. Okay, well that is... Okay, that is bad. I need a Lightning Strike, and I can kill my own Berserker, and that's it actually. Or actually Lightning Strike will win with the Dark Copied spell, but that is nasty. Well, I'm gonna have to lock down this thing, of course, because I don't want them to draw any cards with it. With the amazing selection. So, I mean, not much to do here. At least I can force them to jump into those things. But sadly they have so many of them that this Berserker isn't really that much of a problem. Okay, next turn I need to draw a spell. I mean, that's too much lands now. I won't be able to survive for too long because this untap now, the 4/6. Basically, my only plan here is that the Balduin Berserker is, you know, knocking one of these tokens every turn. But they're gonna start attacking themselves. I mean, that's 10 damage there. I think I'm gonna jump block the 6/6 here. I still win with the lightning strike if they don't have any interaction. And I have it in my deck still, yes. So much with that. So much with that. What can I get here? Impulse. Well, this can... Oh, let's see what it controls me. Look out. They have a flyer though. None of these do anything for this turn. So... I guess it's gonna be the lookout then. And then I will attack with... That's a lot of damage there, but... I guess I have to... I can't attack. I'm gonna just jump block with the Berserker. I guess I could have attacked with the Strider, but no. I don't know what can I now. Because they did find interaction for the Najal here, so I don't... Yeah, do they have an aggro for that? I think that's gonna... Yep, that's gonna be... That's what the domain deck does when they get the time. I just... Maybe... I mean, they had removal on the critical things. They had the Ronus Vortex and the Tail Swipe there for my 2 uncommons. So that was that. So now... Okay, if they're gonna attack with the flyers, I'm gonna obviously... Okay, now I was thinking that they can't. They have to leave a flyer so that my lookout plus lightning strike isn't going to be lethal. So now that they are leaving the blocker in here, my lookout isn't gonna do much. Is this my only way to somehow win? I can't even make this deal enough damage even if I enlist it. And then it dies. I will... I don't think it's gonna matter too much, but I'll see what I do then. Because I know I don't have 2 lightning strikes, I can't do that. Plus the broken face there, I guess. There's that, and there's this, and there is... Figment is a little bit too late. So it goes to game 3 here. So, I mean, I did really... Well, with the Tail Swipes and Ronus Vortex, did I sideboard out my... Yes, Short Up should be in the deck for sure now. I still don't think the counter spell... I would play a Negate, but this is not reliable enough. And I actually don't have a Thrill of Possibility in my deck. I was wrong about that. So the Berserker... Not so good against the... They have a lot of blockers for it, so I guess I can cut the Berserker. But do I play the War Brute here? Or maybe even just the Din of the Fountain here? I don't really know how the game is gonna go. The later it goes, the more they can use stuff like a Repossession, get their Tatyava online. So I do feel like a quick victory is needed. But I don't think I can use something like a Hammer Hand. Now the Smash to Dust does, you know, kill the 1/1s, but I don't think there's anything else like than the Captain's Call. So it's not really good otherwise. It, you know, kills a salvaged mana worker as well, but I don't think it's quite that good here. So I'm thinking about War Brute in here. Don't think I even want to play another of these Fire Niders here. Din of the Fountain is another option. So what is the card I would not play if I have the Gin of the Fountain? Ah, it's too slow. I'm gonna do it like this. Okay. There is a Figment at least, which I can play turn 2. And of course there's the Balmor, but they do have some removal, but Rona's Vortex, Tail Swipe. Well, I can't count on the Balmor surviving. Okay, so they kept 7 there. Land, but I guess I have a cantrip. Okay, that is still a good card for sure. I'm gonna play them. I think I'm gonna play this because it feels like this is going to deal more damage. I mean, it will. Well, actually I was wrong, because of course this gives +1/+0 to 2 creatures. Well, that makes it the same amount of damage as the amplifier. Land is very nice there, and almost tempted to use the interference here, but I guess it's not worth it. Maybe it was because I do want to. No, next turn I can play the Kaiser. Yeah, it's fine like this. I hope they don't kill the Balmor though, with like a Tail Swipe or Rona's Vortex now. I guess Rona's Vortex takes all their mana. Almost all. Tail Swipe requires a creature, and maybe Timely Interference is good enough to not make it lethal. Okay, that is fine. Okay, they have 1 mana card. I feel like it's a Tail Swipe coming up. So I can now actually prevent this. If they targeted the Figment, it would have worked. Now this actually works. Okay, for sure I'm going to bounce one of these guys. So I have a good attack. The land is very good. So they take what's 9 damage. Because of trample, jump blocking won't be a good thing. So one of the removal spells got dealt with. They didn't save it for the Balmor though, so maybe they have another way to deal with it. Okay, they do. Archangel of Wrath is... Okay, they actually don't kill Balmor, they kill both of mine. Yeah, but they go to 10 life. I hate that they have a lifelink. I mean, this is really bad. I can't imagine them blocking, and sadly this is one short of lethal, because I could deal 9 damage to them if I cast both of these spells. That's 9 damage. This is +4, this is +4, +1. If they were at... But yeah, they gained life there. I mean, this is... It's okay, because if they can't... I mean, if they have yet another spell, I think that's... I mean, a lifelinker is very troublesome. That's not a removal spell. They still have Rona's Vortex. Okay, that's not a removal spell either. Okay, so... This is not so bad. I don't think they can raise me. No, they cannot. The jump blocker is very bad with the, you know, trap. So I think now that... Okay, impede momentum. Okay, did I just win? I mean, I guess I was winning regardless, because... Well, let's make sure now that... Assuming they have nothing here. Impede momentum on that thing. then this is 7 plus 5. No, it's not quite. Is it? It's again, if I'm not mistaken. This is 7 trample damage. They have 1 blocker here, and then this is 5 more. But yeah, because it's 3. Either of these is 3 plus 1 plus 1, but then they can block with a creature there. Well, I guess I win on the next turn then. Sadly, I have to. This is not enough. Man, but I have to use it now to use my mana here. I guess I still draw the lookout on the should not be. They go to 11, so 2 turns when I put them to 1. So they go 4 to 4 now. But, of course, they have only 2 cards, so I'm not that concerned. They need to... If they kill the Balmor, okay, that's not... 1 card I don't know about. If that's Rona's Vortex. Because, of course, if they don't attack with the Archangel, then a Lightning Strike is lethal. Okay, so this should be now okay. Right. If it's a negate, they will still lose, right? I guess I can do this, but yeah, this also pings with the instinct, but I can't do more than one of these things. Alright, so I could play like the Najal, ping them. Do they have a... If they have a fight spell, like, I'm just gonna do this, whatever. It's good enough, yes. Alright, Archangel of Wrath. Caused some trouble there, but in the end, Balmor survived in this game. I think the tail swipe they had for them, they tried to kill the Key2 Amplifier with it. Maybe they should have realized that Balmor is the actual problem card. They also had the option to kill Balmor when they double kicked the Angel of Wrath, but they chose to kill the Amplifier and the Haunting Figment. Maybe that still was good because they did threaten to deal a bunch of damage, but Balmor won the game here. Okay, well that wasn't at least a worthy final match, you know, there was some... It wasn't easy at all. If the first match was easy, the third match definitely wasn't. But despite not having Tolarian Terrors, this is of course a pretty darn good deck. I got so many of these synergy pieces. There are not that many cards that kind of don't belong here. Yeah, blue-red is one of the, you know, can be one of the more reliable 2-color archetypes. Easy to draft if it's like, you know, open. For example, green-white I think is more reliant on the uncommons, because this deck, this archetype is good even without the Balmor. So yep, but yep, I guess that's it. I will still have these Dominaria United drafts coming. I will see you in the next video then. Thank you for watching and bye bye.